up and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod, Mindful Media and Communication. And hey, you've seen the title, you clicked on it, you clicked play. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, because hey, gossip rules. And no, we're not gossiping. We're actually looking into the media side of things, as always, Mindful Media and Communication. So how is the media part of this new cute love couple? And hey, celebrity power couples have eternally enthralled the public, right? The public imagination, like from Liz and Dick, if you're old enough, to the more recent musician / athlete pairs like Shakira and Piqué. That didn't end that well. We had Kiara Wilson, Kate Upton, Justin Verlander, and now we've got Taylor Swift and NFL All-Star Travis Kelce that took their budding romance public. Yeah, beyond the glitz, calculated maneuvers are afoot, obviously. And so let's dive into... Oh God, I'm getting some hate. Let's dive into this lab experiment fueled by fandoms, headlines, and heart emojis. So let's jump into it, all right? And I already apologize for all the NFL puns and metaphors, but hey, when else do I have the chance to put my sports fandom into my podcast? Well, last time when we talked about football, of course, but the actual football. But now let's talk about American football. So NFL's calculated playbook, right? At first glance, the NFL heavily promoting this relationship seems a bit odd. Like, why would the NFL show Taylor Swift in the crowd more often than some of the players on the field? But the league, as we know, if you follow them, always plays a long game when it comes to engagement and reach, of course. The sports themselves are like akin to reality television. The off-field dramas and personalities that satiate fans in the gaps between the games. Yeah, you have the games of the weekends. In between, you need drama. So that's why they promote this to no extent. And obviously, Travis Kelce is not just the player, he's a brand, right? His outspoken persona combined with like Taylor Swift's star power, that just equals blockbuster publicity. So smart move. And if you take media theories, and that's what we do here, into consideration, right? We have the cultivation theory. The cultivation theory says, in this case, like how the NFL shapes public perception over time through partnerships, right? Like past music call-up halftime shows with Shakira or J-Lo. Just not just a romance, it's about strategically reshaping pop culture, right? Again, the cultivation theory means if, in this case, the NFL shows you something over and over and over again, you're going to be okay with it, you're going to like it, you're going to buy into it because you've been cultivated to like it, to agree with it, to see it, to be happy about it, okay? So that's all... it's all considered. It's not just coincidence, okay? And yeah, just to explain it one more time, like in theory, the cultivation theory, like examines how consuming consistent media messages over time can shape your perception, okay? The perception of reality. So by strategically spotlighting musician partnerships in this case, yeah, the NFL aims to cultivate like an embedded view linking music culture with football fandom. Okay, so they want us to like be connected. Like, hey, you see Taylor Swift, you're like, yay, Travis Kelce, and the other way around. Okay, see Travis Kelce, like, yeah, Taylor Swift is cool. All right, so that's all planned. And when it comes to tabloid or like tabloid-like media, right? Relationship bait for traffic is, of course, the go-to thing here. So if you jump into like this tabloid media field, right, the tabloid media machine, they're drooling over this pairing, obviously, TMZ and so on, right? The swift barrage of covers and headlines about this budding love aligns with political economy theory. We talked about this before, right? So outlets have like economic incentives to maximize traffic, and celebrity romancers reliably deliver traffic That's why we see it all the time, right? So for advertisers, the diverse audiences of Swifties meet Chiefs Kingdom makes this media matchup like prime time ratings jackpot, if you will. Okay, so question is though, like, when do we get the glossy Taylor/Travis reality show greenlit? Just asking for a friend. You know it's coming. If they're not breaking up before, well, you know it's coming, right? There's no way around that. And if you take a step back, like again, look at the political economy theory, this theory focuses on like how economic imperatives and structures influence media production. Okay, so outlets have financial incentives to cover celebrity relationships since they reliably drive engagement and traffic. So more interest in a star couple equals more buzz and more profit potential. That's why it's all over TMC and so on. Okay. If you look at it also like the ally, for example, like influencer activation allies, right? So of course, the NFL wants a slice of the Swift Kelce media pie. Enter a secret PR weapon, influencer marketing agencies, right? There's one very famous one, but it's just generally speaking, influencer marketing agencies. They activate celebrities through parties, events, gifted merchandise, and so on, okay? There are like other celebrities, influencers, actors, like I've seen like some of the events like Lana Condor, for example, Tinks, just name it, and they appear in like those agency-run events, okay? So where Swift's conveniently viral NFL gear moment and like Kelce's album shout-out organic, or was it all carefully orchestrated? So the playbooks are open, also time to scan for trick plays. Oh, look at me putting like all the NFL knowledge I have into like one podcast. So if you look at Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce like in a bit more detail, right? One thing that's also very interesting for me is how they control the narratives. It's very smart, actually. So why this media power couple, right? So Taylor Swift refused to stay quiet in this case when like criticized, paired with Kelce speaking his mind, signals like this alliance emboldened like to control their narrative. So they both said like, no, if we talk about it openly, we control the narrative. So we are the ones. It doesn't get found out like by some paparazzi or something. We control the narrative. We make it like we do it on purpose. So we're the ones in charge, which is probably a smart idea. So Taylor Swift has long already leveraged media to overcome industry challenges by like exposing industry dynamics, right? So she then released the songs by herself. You know all the background information. So makes sense that she says, I want to be in charge of what the media is showing by me telling the media, look at this. I'm okay with it. Like I'm in charge, right? Travis Kelce has increased his brand over a long time, like through like very candid interviews, like being himself, if that's himself, and like you know by now, even like a reality dating show appearance back then. So together, their fan bases unite against like those outside takes, right? So you're this outspoken personality. Your fans think they know everything about you, so they unite and they protect you more or less from like paparazzi, leaked stuff and whatnot. That's a very, very, very smart move by both of them. And if you then also look into the narrative transportation theory, that's one we didn't talk about that much yet, so I'm going to slow down a little. The public fascination partly stems from resonating with their underdog backstories. Right? So like, oh yeah, it's like coming from like this small town, whatever, families and so on. It's just like, oh man, that's so interesting, so cool, so easy to root for, okay? But even fairy tales, they require choreography. So is this now real romance or a PR dream team is the question, right? And again, this narrative transportation theory analyzes how consumers become invested in stories. And we know storytelling is really, really, really important, right? So compelling narratives can just mentally transport audiences. So Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's individual underdog stories, like making it against all odds, they allow the public to become emotionally invested. And that's something that you want, right? If you're emotionally invested, you know your fans, the audience will follow you along, which is very, very, very important. So now the audience is invested in both of their stories, the NFL audience and Travis Kelce, the pop audience and Taylor Swift, and now they combine this and like, oh my God, they found each other, so cool. That's very, very interesting, very smart. Again, the question is, coincidence? Planned? Who knows? Yeah, so this what we do, like this fantasizing about celebrity relationships, like provides entertainment, which is cool, right? But of course, if we really want to know the truth, like critical analysis of the underlying incentives remains crucial. Question is, do we need to know the truth? Do we really want to know the truth, or does it not really matter? Because if it's good for them, and I'm just happy to have the entertainment, for example, right? So if you would be interested in the truth for whatever reason, before you retweet/repost, you could always remember that there are different angles at play. It's not all what it seems. But the romantic that I am, I obviously hope that like real romance shines through here. And again, I mean, people's lives, especially celebrity lives, don't really affect me that much. So I don't need to investigate any further in that. I just wanted to highlight that while love is always good, and I'm happy to see people in love and so on, that right now Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are just doing a great job using the media to their advantage. And if you're a real couple, great. But then taking those steps that they are doing by taking charge of the narrative is also a very, very smart thing to do. So all props to Travis Kelce, to Taylor Swift, to the NFL riding on that train right now. And my last thought on this is, I think we will see more of that. Because as far as I can remember, right, you always see like those celebrity shots at NBA games, but not as many at NFL games. Or maybe I just don't watch enough NFL, to be honest. But I think they're going to keep riding that wave if Taylor Swift brings more of her celebrity friends along. That's just good for the NFL probably to get even more eyes on it. So it's obviously also smart to just invest here, keep running with it. Because the more eyes, or the more often Taylor Swift is on the screen, the more eyes the NFL will get onto their product. That's just the case, right? But hey, that's it. I think 10, 12 minutes now is enough to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Not that I don't like those people, but I think that's enough of like leaning towards a gossip podcast. Even though I still try to bring you some media theories closer to your heart, of course. I hope that worked with those examples here. Next time, no celebrity couples, I promise. Until then, as always, I hope you experience as much, maybe even more love than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce right now. If you are pro-love, you like, share, subscribe to this podcast, leave a review. And if not, I still love you. And stay safe, take care. We talk soon. Sawadee Cup.